Gamers, I got zero worries about this zero mission speedrun. Zero mission, zero problems. Let's zero in on that 0-minute speedrun. I have zero worry. Did I say that one already? I have zero worries. That's it. That's all I came up with. So if anyone has some other funny ones, feel free to let me know. In the meantime, I'm gonna play a game called Metroid Zero Mission. It's for the Game Boy Advance. It's a remake of Metroid 1 on the NES, which is borderline unplayable for modern video gamers. But it's a fun game, the GBA one. Fun time. It's very easy though. So that's why I'm confident about this zero minute also speedrun. Also 0 deaths. I won't die once. If I die once, then I'll keep playing after I die. But I will be disappointed with myself because it's an easier game than we've had before. So, let me start up my let me turn off the music. No music. Goodbye. Oh, that was, for the record, Shadow at Noon's playlist. This one's called Forest Haven. Relaxing Nintendo music. Good times. Recent games. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Have I not played it on here? Come on. Okay. Game Boy Advance. Y'all can't see what I'm doing, and that's by design. I very smartly am not showing my computer screen right now, because it would bore you to tears. So instead you get to look at my face. That's the word. Metroid Zero Mission. There we go. Let's turn that up. Oh, what's going on here? No, that's wrong. Don't pay attention to that. It's wrong. Alright, how do I go there? Come on. It's counting down. It's supposed to count up. Well, it's not. You'll see. We got a fun gimmick here on the Julian show. And it's called The Clock Doesn't Change, and it's very funny. And everybody laughs. Okay, I have some sort of script set up for this countdown. So let me just delete that script. There we go. Now I can edit this text to say what it should say, which is 00000. Let's just 0000. I think that's enough. I think that's plenty. Okay. Now let's start this very serious speedrun. Already making good time. I've just been on the menu this whole time, but I think I'm doing pretty good so far. I think this bodes well for the rest of the run. Hopefully that's loud enough. This game has some nice music. That's an old run. As you can tell, I was kind of an amateur back then. 2 hours, 42 minutes. That's bullshit. I'm sorry. I'm not gonna be nearly that slow this time. Alright. File B. Let's do it. Okay. My little stream thing in the bottom right corner of OBS, it went red for a second there. So I hope my connection's not that bad. I hope there aren't any frame rate issues or artifacting that's too bad. We'll see. We'll see how it goes. Now, I am more familiar with this game than I am Metroid Fusion, which I was playing before, and haven't finished. But I decided halfway through finishing Metroid Fusion, I want to play every single Metroid game in chronological order. So that's timeline order. So I'm going to play the Metroid games not in release order, but in the order that they appear in the timeline, the way God intended. When God created Metroid, he released them out of order on purpose, to confuse us, and to tempt us to play it in release order, which is a sin. Now, luckily, as someone who got into the series after the majority of the games had already released, that's a confusing statement, actually, because no matter when I get into the series, all of the games that have been released are the ones that have been released. But anyways, as someone who got into the series when the majority of the games that are out now had been released, there we go, that makes more sense, logically. Where was I even going with that sentence? I have the ability to be free of sin and play them in timeline order. Thanks Cheshire, I appreciate it. I'm making good time so far. I'm hoping I don't get to 1 second. If I make it to 1 second, that kills the whole thing. I might have to start over if that happens. But so far, it seems like we're good. Anyways, as I was saying, it's a sin to play these games in release order. That's not God's way. That's not the way he intended us to play these games. He intended us to play these games in timeline order, the way they are in the story. That way all the lore lines up and makes sense. Because there's nothing more important than lore. So I'm going to be playing these games starting with Zero Mission, and I'm going to be playing, in the case of where there is a remake of a game, I will play the remake instead of the original. So I'm playing Zero Mission, I'm not playing Metroid 1. I'm avoiding that one like the plague, which may be not a very good idiom these days. But that's the nature of my avoidance. It's in that manner. I will be keeping my distance from Metroid 1. I will be socially distant from Metroid 1. I'm playing Zero Mission because it's a nice, easy baby game for me. A baby who likes easy games. Sure, give me a 10 health. Thank you, Mr. Man. That's his canonical name. Every single one of those bird statues, their names are all Mr. Man. Except for one of them later on, which we'll get to. This is deep lore. You have to be a real Metroid fan like me to know this shit. So after this game, because I think I might beat it this stream, because I'm making really good time. After this game, so okay, this is some bullshit. I can't progress earlier, a couple seconds ago. I couldn't, the right way to go is to the right, but I have to go to the left first just to see this, just to look at it. I can't, there's nothing else I can do here except look at it. Now that I've looked at it, the game will let me progress. And that's a little bit dumb. I don't like that very much, because subsequent runs, it kind of stops you from playing the game fast. However, okay, now there is a little secret that lets you skip that part. That is by design. What's up, Ronan? You're not too late, it's fine. There is no wrong time to pop into a Megamind fan stream, brought to you by twitch.tv/megamindfan.julian/stream. What were you cooking? What are you cooking, if you're still cooking? And can I have some? Email me the food, please. Just fax it on over. What was I talking about? Oh, yeah. Okay, so here's something fun. Here's something fun in the game. In the Metroid video game by Nintendo. So earlier, this whole bit right here, this whole little tunnel was blocked by blocks. And I had just the standard beam that you get in this game, which does not travel across the entire screen. That beam is what we Metroid fans call stupid, and no one likes it. And you get the long beam very short into this game. in the original Metroid on NES, it actually takes a bit longer before you find the long beam. But yeah, this game's dumb without the long beam. You need it. You need it to progress. However, like I was saying earlier, there's a way to skip that obligatory traveling that you had to do. Oh, thanks, Great Cheshire. I am having a good night. Hope you are too. That traveling. What was I saying? Yeah. So that obligatory. You know, you had to go to that room for no reason. You can skip that, but it also means you don't get the long beam. So if you want, you can just shoot down here with your short beam, and then it saves you all that traveling, and because you need the long beam to shoot all the blocks that are blocking your way here, but you don't need the long beam to shoot the harder to see blocks that are here, or the secret breakable blocks that are here. Having some birthday cake. Oh yeah, happy birthday! I wished you a happy birthday on Twitter, but now you're on my stream, so I can say it out loud with words coming out of my mouth. I hope your birthday cake was good, and same with the wine. Wine is good. I like wine. I'm having beer right now, not wine, but if I had wine in the house, I would be having wine. Not all wine is good, though, and I'm no snob. I don't know shit about wine or alcohol in general. It's a lot of frosting on the wine. Interesting. I'm not going to look at the chat in case I interpreted something wrong. I'm just going to assume that I got that correct. Okay, so I need the missiles to go through that door. I know this game like the back of my hand. But I'm not going to do any crazy speedrunning techniques, besides the whole time manipulation thing that we've established is a real thing I can do. There we go. That one took a while to come out. I'm sorry. I'm disgusting. It's the way I am. If anyone is a regular on this stream and is not and is upset by my burping, that's not possible. There's no regular on my stream, because if you're upset by my burping, you would not be watching my stream anymore. Because I do it often. I do it frequently. I'm slightly drunk if you can't tell. I feel like I'm a bit more chatty than usual. I'm having a good time though. Oh shit, it's this guy who's a new character. His name's Frederick. He's a nice guy. But he has quite the temper. Frederick the Worm. But he prefers his stage name, Dr. Worm. It's a little reference to a song that I like. Oh shit. Oh, well that was dumb. Normally you can kill him on the first try. I don't know, sometimes, I don't know, I guess I did something wrong, and so he's gonna come back later. We'll be seeing more of him. He's not a real doctor, but he is a real worm. He's an actual worm. And he likes to play the drums. This music is good, but it's kind of hindered by the GBA's sound chip, in my opinion. I would like a clearer version of that song, which we have actually in Smash. It's not like exactly the same except clearer, but you know, it's the first area in Metroid, which is called Brinstar. I don't know why I forgot. I blanked out on the name there. It's a very iconic video game song. Anyways, I have the missiles now, so I can go through here. There was probably something I was talking about earlier and forgot. But it's fine. I don't think anyone watches these streams to hear me finish a coherent thought. Hello my friends! Oh, fun secret. This wall is not a real wall. It's a fake wall. It's a real fake wall. And then back here we have missiles. Missile tank. Okay. So this is Zero Mission, remake of Metroid 1. After this, I'm gonna play all the Prime games, I think. Maybe. We'll see how I feel about it. It's something I really want to do. I've played Prime 1 and 2, and not most of 3, and like a little bit of 3. I'm not really quite sure how I'm gonna record the Wii. Like, I know how to. The main issue is actually just with the sensor bar. And, like, I don't know how I can sit in my chair here and, feel confident aiming at the screen. Shit. I swear I usually get this thing on the first try. I always forget, that it's even possible for him to like fuck off and then come back later. Anyways, he's gonna die now. Oh, come on. Now, this time he will die. After... Come on down. Come on. Jeez, I am not doing good. This is probably the first time. I've played this game like a handful of times, like 4 or 5 times. How is he gonna come back again? Well, that's just ridiculous. Just let me kill him. I can. Oh, Frederick. So this game is called Zero Mission, even though there is missions in the game. So that is a bit of a plot hole thing. But actually, it's called Zero Mission. Okay, wait, so I was gonna make like some sort of dumb joke, which I hadn't figured out, but the thing is, it's so weird that it is called Zero Mission. It might be like a mistranslation maybe, I don't know. It does sound cool. It might have been like the localization for the title. They were just like, well, this is kind of the literal translation, even though it doesn't make sense in English, we're gonna call it this because it sounds kind of neat. In the beginning of the game, there's a little bit of text narration from Samus that just says, like, I'm gonna tell you the tale of my first mission, my so-called Zero Mission, which is strange. I don't know, it's strange to call your first mission that, but okay. Go off, I guess. Samus is just a little bit quirky. For the record, I don't know if it's a mistranslation or anything like that. I have no idea what this game is called in Japan. I just think it's a little bit of a strange title. But I like strange titles. Zero video. That's a good idea. But yeah, it's very strange. It would be interesting to get a sequel or a prequel to Zero Mission, because I don't think there have been any Metroid games that like take place before this one. This is, you know, I'm playing in timeline order right now. This is the very first game in the Metroid timeline, which is significantly less complicated than the Zelda timeline. Thank goodness. The Zelda timeline splits into all sorts of different sections, and isn't really meant to make sense, I don't think. 02 mission, a fragmentary passage. Is this your is this your pitch for what the second or what the prequel will be called? Hello there, missile tank. Thank you very much. This is a good game. I always recommend Super Metroid as your first Metroid game, but this is also a very, very good game to start with. It's a lot more simple. It introduces you to how Metroid is, how it be. It introduces you to all of it very well. And it also introduces you to Samus as a character, not like a bastardized version of Samus that we get in Other M. Which, by the way, I was playing a little bit today for fun, for some reason. And I was gonna say it holds up, but like, you know, it's a bad story and a bad game in some respects. But it's like very polished, and it has that like unbelievable Nintendo polish where you play it and you're like, God damn, how do they do it? And also its budget is like so inflated. Like it has an unbelievably high budget. Like the production value is insane for a Metroid game. What about Federation Force? That's a good one to start with too. Like unironically probably, because it's basically just not a Metroid game. It feels like it was like literally designed for people who don't care about Metroid to get people into Metroid. At least I think so, because the fans hated it. It's like a fine game from what I've heard. I was gonna say something, but I forgot. Something about Metroid, I bet. Other M, yes. Other M's, fine. What upgrade did I get? I'm kind of playing this on autopilot right now. Did I get anything? Okay, well, there's only really one way I can go right now, so I'll figure it out. Let's save. Just in case. I'm not gonna die. This is a 0 death run and a 0 minute run. 0 minute, 0 mission. 0 emissions. This is a very eco-friendly game. Maybe they meant to call it 0 emission. Because Samus has the power suit. Maybe it runs on electricity. I'm getting a car soon, so I kind of have this stuff on the brain. I don't know what kind of car yet, but that's exciting for me. There was a car that I was looking at today, or that I was looking at yesterday, and I was about to check it out today again for the second time. And then on the way there, I was traveling there with my family, and we got a text saying it had been sold. We were literally like a few minutes too late. Or it had probably been sold the previous day, but it was kind of ridiculous because we were under the impression that it was that there was no rush or anything. So that's a bit of a bummer. It wasn't like it was a cute car. It was a Honda Fit, a 2012 Honda Fit. It's a cute little car, you know? It's nice. It's kind of a funky orange color. It's gone now. It's not mine anymore. So, sad times. But yeah, I'm actually kind of looking forward to getting to Other M if I actually go through with this timeline order playthrough that I'm doing right now. Hopefully the game's not too loud. I'm going to turn it down just like a tiny bit, just in case. But I'm kind of actually looking forward to playing Other M on stream, because I have like so much to say about that game, but my thoughts are always so scattered whenever I am talking about something off the cuff. Which is why I prefer to make scripted content, but streaming is very fun for me. I think playing the game live will give me, it will make it easier for me to talk about very specific things, because I can talk about them when they come up, like a commentary. That's just what I just described a commentary. We have a word for that, so that's cool. I'm remembering words today. So this is a new area, totally new area. What's interesting about the idea of Zero Mission is that Super Metroid exists. So Metroid 1 takes place on this planet that I'm in this game called Zebes or Zebes. I think in Other M they pronounce it Zebes, so we do have a canonical pronunciation. Although in the title screen of Metroid 1 on NES, it's called Zebeth, Z-E-B-E-T-H. So that's interesting. Anyways, though, Metroid 1 takes place on Zebes, and Super Metroid takes place on a rebuilt Zebes. So at the end of Metroid 1, Samus destroys excuse me, the space pirate home base on Zebes, and that's one thing that this game has that's kind of interesting and new, is these incompatible items. So we'll see what that's about later. I'm not gonna spoil it. So both Metroid 1 and Super Metroid take place on Zebes, and Super Metroid, since it's on a new generation of hardware, did this thing where they basically remake Metroid 1 in some ways. Super Metroid kind of feels like a remake of Metroid 1 in the kind of the same way that Metroid Prime is almost like a 3D remake of Super Metroid. Now, obviously, these aren't, like, at all one-to-one remakes. It's probably a little unfair to call them remakes. But it very much feels like, oh, if we were to make Metroid 1 today with this hardware, how would we make it? And that's what Super Metroid is. And now we have Metroid Zero Mission, which is an actual, like, literal remake of Metroid 1 on modern hardware with, what's happening here? With similar graphics and a similar gameplay style to Zero Mission, or to Super Metroid. In fact, there are many areas in the beginning of Super Metroid that are direct recreations of areas from Metroid 1. Alright, Ronan, now you have to tell me what this mystery dinner is, because I've been so curious for the past 20 minutes or something. It's all I can think about. It's all I've been talking about. Okay, and let me talk about this real quick. So this is the power grip, I think it's called. Yeah, the power grip. The power grip allows Samus to grip onto edges. PF Chang Mongolian beef, that's so fun. Enjoy. Email me some. The power grip allows Samus to grip onto ledges like this. And that's pretty cool. So this feature was originally introduced in Metroid Fusion. And this game decides to keep it lore consistent, because Samus couldn't do this in earlier games before Metroid Fusion. So instead of just giving her the ability like right off the bat, because if they had done that, fans would have gotten really upset. You know how fans are. They would have said, oh, Samus can't grip onto ledges before Metroid Fusion. The whole reason she can do that in Metroid Fusion is because she's a lot lighter in Metroid Fusion, a lot more nimble, because the power suit is not as heavy because of the incident that happens in the intro cutscene of that game, where the X-Parasite attaches itself to Samus' suit, etc. And so, Nintendo really cared about that, so they decided to make the power grip, the ability to grab onto ledges, an actual power-up that you find in the world of the game. And that's cute. I think that's cute. Now, subsequent 2D Metroid games, meaning Samus Returns, because that's literally the next 2D Metroid game that came out after this one. Holy shit. Yeah, we didn't get a 2D Metroid after this game, which came out in, God, I want to say 2004 or something. I might be off. It's somewhere around there. Until 2017, so that's fun. But yeah, in Samus Returns, Samus can also grip onto edges, but she doesn't have the power grip anymore. Now in AM2R, the fan remake of Metroid 2, and Samus Returns is the official remake of Metroid 2, in case you didn't know, in AM2R, Samus can also grip onto edges. However, the power grip appears in her status screen, meaning she still hung on to it after the events of Zero Mission. And that's cute as well. Personally, I don't care that much. I don't think it's very important. Samus can grip onto edges, it's fine. Plus, in Metroid Fusion, and I might be wrong about this, I never really got that the implication was that her suit was light enough for her to be able to grip onto edges. I thought it was just a gameplay feature they introduced into the game because they thought it would be nice. And that's probably the actual reason. Nonetheless, it is cool that a couple of these games have that attention to detail to keep it lore, you know, lore consistent. Who do I cast as Samus in the Metroid film? Wasn't Brie Larson talking about wanting to play Samus at some point? I fully support that. I really like that. I don't really have like a perfect idea of who should play Samus, but I can get behind that idea for sure. Internet bros love Brie Larson? I thought... Oh, you're being sarcastic. I'm sorry. Sometimes it's hard to tell over text. Yeah, the whole Brie... I mean, it's pretty much over now. I don't think people are still talking about that, but... The whole Captain Marvel thing was very silly. And I think we all know that. I don't think there's like... I don't think... People are still talking about that? That's ridiculous. What is there else even to say? Like, that... it blows my mind. That's crazy. Internet bros are the worst. Hey, you, sir, stop it. Stop. Okay, well, clearly I'm just doing the same thing over and over again, expecting nothing to change. And that, my friends, is the definition of insanity. There we go. That was better. I knew what you meant. The extra E didn't confuse me, don't worry. This is an interesting room because it fully depends on your ability to understand how to use the power grip, which is fun. I kind of like platforming levels, I guess, or rooms, where the platforming is extremely precise, and there's only one, like, solution. Or, you know, maybe there are some other solutions if you're real good at the game and fully understand its mechanics. But those are always fun for me. Reprehensible trash today. Do tell. A little bit concerned, but hopefully it's nothing too bad. Save room right here, I believe. Yeah. I know this game so well. I'm just cruising through it. Still at 0, 0, 0, 0. I should maybe label that so that people know what it is. Can I, like... Let's see here. Can I change the font size just for part of this, or do I have to make a new text box? Let's make another text box. Let's duplicate. How do I duplicate? The Hitman's Wife's Bodyguard. I never saw the first one. I never really had much of an interest in it. I hear it's, like, entertaining, I guess. You know what? It's not worth it. I'm gonna keep it the way it is. I don't want to spend too much time working on that. I think it's pretty obvious that that is a speedrun timer. It's very clear, especially the way it's very slowly moving up in real time. If you were to play this stream in real time, it's like watching this stream the way you're watching it right now is basically like watching the Quicksilver X-Men scene. So like I'm moving, you're seeing me move the way I experience time, and I have modified the stream to do that. Okay, I can't get up there because I froze in too late. There we go. Salma Hayek spends one scene in an airtight leather pantsuit, and that's not nothing in my book. Hey, come here. There you go. So this is a Chozo statue, and as I have established earlier in the stream, his name is Mr. Man. And these give you a very vague idea of where to go next. Luckily, it doesn't give you too much of a hint as to how to get there. It's just sort of a vague, like, here's kind of the next area you want to go. And that helps a little bit because some of the path that you take in this game is slightly arbitrary. It doesn't make the most amount of sense. It's like fine. It's not the worst thing in the world. I still think Super Metroid is the gold standard as far as taking your own path that makes total sense. But this game's path is not terrible. However, there are a few instances where it's a little strange, and in order to continue, you have to realize that the game wants to show you a specific thing before you can actually get to the next area. Kind of like kind of a larger version of that earlier area where I had to go into that room to look at that thing in order to actually unlock the door forward. Even though I didn't actually get anything from that room, it just wanted me to look at that specific thing. What did I get, by the way? Okay, yeah, so now I have to go back up. I think it's because I have the ice beam now. So, that's why the Chozo statues exist. Just to sort of, like, say, okay, probably during playtesting, some people were really confused about where to go. because it doesn't make immediate sense, or even it doesn't even make that much sense when you like think about it for a while. So here's a little guide, and once that's introduced into the game and you're forced to do it, then you don't really notice the structural issues, which is fine. It's a fine game. It's easy breezy to go through. And sometimes you do get stuck, and it's the fun kind of stuck, where you get lost and then you have your aha moment of like, oh, this is where I'm supposed to go. I don't know how, I imagine it was received well, but I don't know for sure. It's generally accepted to be one of the best Metroid games. The thing is, I personally think that Super Metroid is on a whole other caliber compared to these other games. Oh wait, this is the wrong way. But this is still a very good game. I like it a lot. I think I like Fusion a bit more, just because this feels like a slightly worse version of Super Metroid, which is a perfect game as far as I'm concerned. Whereas Fusion does something very different, even though it doesn't always succeed. And I know I didn't finish Fusion in the last stream, but that's something I'm planning on doing at some point. Maybe at the end of this thing, where right now I'm playing the Metroid series in timeline order. That's the plan currently for this stream. Dread is a side-scroller, and I'm really excited about that. It's made by the same developers of Samus Returns, which is the official remake of Metroid 2. That came out on 3DS in 2017. And that game's like a 2.5D kind of game. I mean, it's a 2D side-scroller, but the graphics are 3D. And I'm a little bit sad that we're no longer dealing with sprites, because I think they're very charming, and I think you lose a lot of that charm with 3D models and 3D backgrounds and all that. But that, the 3D introduces a different kind of charm. Now, the AM2R, which is the fan-made remake of Metroid 2, is similar to this style. It has, the pixel density is a bit higher. This way. The pixel density is a bit higher, so all of the sprites are a bit higher quality. All the animations are a little bit higher quality. But it retains the style of Zero Mission. That's exactly what I'm like. That's exactly what I'm like with my friends and stuff. It's just how I am, and you can't change me. Let's save, I guess, just because I accidentally stumbled into the save room. Oh, I know it's great. I don't think there's anything negative about that meme. Where am I? Okay, we're going this way now. And the Chozo Statue thing of giving you a vague marker of where to go next is kind of carried over from Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime had a similar thing, although in Metroid Prime you could turn it off. Anyways, there are a lot of people who actually prefer this game to Zero Mission. I can't imagine that it's like a whole lot of people. I think generally people like Zero Mission the most. But I know that there's like a pretty substantial part of the Metroid community that prefers this game, and that's fine. I am a big fan of this game. This game was the first Metroid game I ever beat. Super Metroid was the first that I ever played, but this was the first that I ever actually beat, like, to completion. And part of that is because this is probably the easiest Metroid game. So now I'm in the area called Kraid, where I get to face off against, you guessed it, Kraid, who is a boss in this game. So, I guess I'll talk about it later when we see Kraid, but there's something about Kraid's appearance that I want to touch on, that I think is interesting to talk about. So this game has like three or four main bosses, which is exactly how it was in Metroid 1. That game had, I believe, 3 bosses. It had Kraid, Ridley, and the final boss, which is Mother Brain. And this game is the same, kind of. It has a few extra, like, mini-bosses, which don't feel quite as substantial as the main bosses, but it adds a bit of flavor to the story, to the game. And then it has an extra main boss at the very end that's kind of like a surprise or whatever. Sorry for the spoiler, I guess. Anyways, I'm not at Kraid quite yet. Still got some time to go. I gotta fully explore this area, which is named after him. He named his area after himself. He's a little bit vain in that way. This area has an interesting mechanic that was not in the original. In fact, most of this game has been completely restructured from the original, with all new mechanics and just totally new, a totally new vibe, honestly. And it's good, but it's not as hardcore as the original Metroid, which I don't care about, but it certainly changes the vibe. The original Metroid is really difficult. It's probably the most difficult Metroid, and a lot of that is a little bit artificial because, you know, it's an old-ass game from the NES, and games from that era have not really aged super well. So Metroid isn't really meant to be, the original Metroid isn't really meant to be beat in the same way that this game is. This game is meant to be beat kind of, you know, on your first try. You're meant to just go through the whole thing. It's meant to be a journey that you take. Whereas Metroid on the NES is more meant to be kind of like a collaboration where you hear from your friends, oh, I hear that this area is important, etc. That or just like brute force, just like bomb every wall, try to figure out what the way forward is on your own, which I don't recommend. I highly recommend going into the original Metroid with a map from the internet, if you can. Julian, what movies would I like video games of? Certainly Metroid. I think you could definitely have a cool Metroid movie. Now, with a caveat, I don't think a Metroid movie should try to be like Alien, because Alien is probably already the perfect Metroid movie, just as far as showing a really cool alien world, and, oh, movies into video games. Oh, that's an interesting question. But there are certain games, just really quickly to talk about this, there are certain games that, like, that certainly would make interesting movies, but we already have a very clear movie counterpart to. Like Uncharted, we already have Indiana Jones. That's the Uncharted movie right there, or Tomb Raider, whatever. Metroid, we already have Alien, etc. Definitely, Metroid lifts a lot from Alien, but isn't quite the same vibe. But yeah, an Enter the Dragon video game, that would be really cool. What video game? What movie would I like a video game? I'm not really sure. I'm so used to, like, bad licensed games that, like, it's hard for me to think of a movie video game without just imagining that it'll suck. I guess my imagination just isn't very good. Shit. I only have 4 missiles left. That's not good. Okay, there we go. With 1 missile to spare. So that was an extra mini-boss that obviously was not in the original game. Smash Brothers movie. Exactly. Mario movie. We are getting a Mario movie. Being made by Illumination. And that's bizarre. I don't understand that. Very interesting choice of animation studio. Shit. So this thing that I'm launching out of, and the thing from earlier that, like, I can, like, grip onto and zip line around or whatever, those things were obviously not in the original Metroid. This whole area has just been totally changed from the original. Nothing about it is similar. Except maybe, like, the map layout, but the rooms are fundamentally different. I don't know who would play Mario. Oh, jeez, I just went the wrong way. That's something I get stuck on. Whenever I think about my Mario movie is like, what does he sound like? Because my brain, when I'm reading his voice, or when I'm imagining his voice, always alternates between, you know, the OG Charles Martinet's voice, which I'm sure he would love to do a Mario movie. That and just some, like, you know, like a New Yorker almost. Like from the original, the Mario Brothers movie. So like my brain always alternates between the two, but I know we can't have both. It's just some lines I imagine, like Charles Martinet, and some I imagine like a person. Not that Charles Martinet is a person, but you know, Mario's quite a cartoon character. He was a pretty good Mario. Okay, it's Claritin time. My allergies were pretty bad today, but right now they're not terrible. I haven't coughed yet on stream. Hopefully it stays like that. Alright. Okay, wait, I had some of this. At least for the Mario movie, I remember Cameron and I had like this whole... We had a bunch of people cast, and it was mostly like a joke casting, but it was like, what was it? Luigi was gonna be, fucking, what's his name? You know, the Scott Pilgrim guy. What's his name? You know, that one guy. Super bad. We all know him. Michael Cera. Yeah, Michael Cera. So Luigi would be Michael Cera. Who was Mario? I can't remember who Mario would have been. We had a choice, I'm pretty sure, but I can't remember it. But Luigi was definitely... Oh yeah, Danny DeVito was Wario, absolutely. And then the one Waluigi would have been oh, I forget his name, and he has sadly passed since then. But the guy who played the villain in Lazy Town, he would have been Waluigi. And we weren't the first people to have that idea. It's a very shit. Oh, I can't go this way. Cannot get that. I need the speed boost first. The meme guy, yeah. I miss him. He was cool. He was a chill guy. Russell Crowe is Donkey Kong? That's quite an interesting idea. I don't think we had cast a Donkey Kong. I think we just imagined he would be like, you know, big old CGI ape. Shit. I hope he sings though. I want to have Russell Crowe as Donkey Kong and like have him sing in a musical. So we've already established that Samus would be Brie Larson. I think Katy Perry was Daisy. And who was Peach? Oh no, who was Peach? I can't remember who Peach was. It wasn't Taylor Swift though. It was the first thing I thought of just now, because Katy Perry, but no, it wasn't Taylor Swift, I don't think. Reese Witherspoon. That's a good one. That's a good idea. Was it like Scarlett Johansson? Again, most of these were like joke ideas. They were like, what if we saw like a Mario movie poster like tomorrow? What would the cast be? Okay, so this room is interesting. What's up, Lil Thicky? Welcome to the stream. Good to see you again. It's been a while. Okay, so this is an interesting room. As you can see, by the way, Lil Thicky, I'm doing a speed run. The timer is there below my my face, and we're doing pretty good time-wise. Wyatt Russell is Solid Snake. We already have a Solid Snake, don't we? Isn't it Oscar Isaac? Okay, so here's what I have to do. I have to freeze these guys. Freeze. Shit, let me do that again. Okay, well that one guy's not gonna... And then I destroy them with this. And it takes a while, but ultimately it'll be worth it because I'll get a pretty sick reward here. You don't believe that movie will get made? I think it will. Who knows, I guess. But as far as I know, it's being worked on, right? I don't know if it's being shot yet, but I haven't heard anything about it being canceled or anything like that. Wait, do I? Yeah, I do need to kill these guys. Been a little bit busy with work, and my free time has been occupied with anime and a bunch of new shows, such as Loki and the new iCarly. I haven't seen the new iCarly yet, but I've been enjoying Loki a lot. Loki's pretty cool so far. I didn't really think I don't really particularly care about Loki as a character that much, but the show's doing some real interesting stuff. I don't know if I want to get into spoilers in case, Ronan, I don't know if you're interested in seeing it. But I recommend it. I think it's the most interesting thing that Marvel's done in a while. Which is what I would have said about what's it called? WandaVision? Except I think WandaVision got boring really quickly. Shit. Oh, that sucks. Wait a second, how do I get over there? But did I not need to kill all those guys? I don't think I did. Damn, I didn't, because they were one block below me, I think. Oh well, it's fine. Well, that sucks to hear about the new iCarly. Although I don't have that much of an attachment to iCarly. I watched it like everyone else did. I remember it pretty well, I guess. But like I would never go back and watch it. It's not like I have no investment in iCarly continuing. But Loki is interesting because a big part of the story is that it's about the sacred timeline. So the TVA, or the Time Variance Authority, is basically this like police force almost that protects the sacred timeline. And the sacred timeline is this like very specific set of events, all of time pretty much, that the timekeepers or something like that. I don't remember if that's what their name is in the show, but that the timekeepers, which is just this group of like three, I don't know, aliens or gods or whatever. The timekeepers are just slowly unraveling the sacred timeline, and the Time Variance Authority exists to make sure that no living being in existing in the universe or the multiverse or whatever does something to upset the sacred timeline, the predetermined structure of the sacred timeline. All of these events that are supposed to happen and these actions that everyone is supposed to take in order to ensure those events. So that's to me, that's a very clear metaphor for just the writers of the Marvel universe. That the timekeepers, the sacred timeline is just the entirety of the MCU, the story of the MCU, and Owen Wilson is fantastic in it. Yeah, he's actually really good at it. It's very fun. He's very funny. He fits right into the show. And so it's about the writers losing control of their own characters, which is really interesting to me. And it's kind of pointing out that like lie, I guess, that every piece of fiction tells, that it's like that its story happens naturally due to like decisions made by characters who are real people, instead of like, you know, the way it actually is, which is it's written by writers who have a specific way they want things to turn out, kind of like how the timekeepers have a specific way that they want the timeline to go. And something doesn't go their way, then it needs to be unwritten, you know? And I think that's really cool. And so part of that is like, it's about Loki who wants to change as a person, but the writers won't let him. The writers are stopping him from being a good guy, maybe, or at least not cartoonishly evil. Yeah, it's good. Okay, like, don't get me wrong, it's still like Marvel schlock, but it's like the most interesting Marvel schlock that Marvel has done in a while, probably since Endgame. And I'm someone who liked Endgame. Because Endgame had not exactly a similar metaphor, but it had something kind of meta, where it's about and the movie doesn't do this, doesn't really get into this as much as I would have liked, but it's kind of about cheat here a little bit, get a cool wall jump there that you're not that first time players aren't supposed to know how to do. Yeah, go for it. What was I saying? Yeah, Endgame had this thing where the characters were trying to stop themselves from being rebooted, because Thanos is talking about, oh, if you guys try to stop me, then I'll just create a new universe from scratch, where none of you will want to stop me. Infinity War's fine. It's a little light on substance, but I really like the idea of having a movie where the good guys lose. Just the superhero movie where the villain wins in the end. I think that's pretty cool. But I think that its value is increased by the existence of Endgame. I think that Endgame recontextualizes Infinity War to make it a little bit better. Which makes me like Endgame more. Because I think what if the superheroes lost in the end is like, you know, that's kind of interesting. What's more interesting to me is what if the superheroes lost and then had to deal with that? And that's what Endgame is about for like the first hour of the movie. And that's just really cool to me. And then it, you know, does its usual Marvel bullshit, and the time travel stuff is like cool, it's fine, it's cute, doesn't bother me. But, you know, it's certainly less interesting after that. And then the final battle, while still being, you know, just a big old CGI laser light show, the way these movies always are, at least has that interesting kind of metaphor that it just barely gets into. It's such a fun musical cue when you get an unknown item. Now we can continue this way. Ice Climbers Kyle movie and Beck Bennett? That's such a good idea. I love that. Yeah, I think all the time travel is mostly like greatest hits and fan service. A lot of the time travel is just kind of that. Some of it is a little bit introspective, which I like. I like the stuff with Tony and his dad. It's a little basic, but it's, you know, it's fine, it works. But yeah, a lot of it is just kind of hollow fan service, which is, you know, still entertaining. And that's most of Marvel. Hollow but entertaining. Key and Peele as Duck Hunt, that's good too. I'm just leaving this up to you, Ronan. I think your casting choices are all pretty impeccable. Oh, I got a phone call. That's weird. Didn't even realize. Oh, it's from Elise. Elise! One of my best friends, Elise, called. Should I call her on stream? I don't know if that's a good idea. I want to, though. Maybe later. Maybe she'll tune in later and then I can ask what the call was about. Yeah, no, keep sharing them. Don't worry about clogging the chat. It's impossible to do. I'm pretty sure it literally is. I'm pretty sure I have some sort of spam protection on there. So as long as you don't post like once per second or whatever, you should be fine. What's over here? Ah, I remember this. Okay, I don't need to go here. It's time to fight Kraid. Let's fight Kraid. This speedrun's going pretty well. So these guys that come out of the pipe here, they're like any anime. Yes. I don't know that there's any anime that that like I love, but it's not like I'm not super familiar with the medium. So like you know, there are certain absolutely, like, I mean, like anyone, Ghibli movies are all generally pretty stellar. Specifically, Kiki's Delivery Service is one of my favorite movies of all time. And I know, I feel like Ghibli's kind of a basic answer, kind of, maybe not basic, but like a given, where everyone loves the Ghibli movies. But other than that, I think the first maybe 10 or so episodes of Death Note is some of the most like solid like cat and mouse like television I've ever seen. I used to really like Steins Gate, but it's been a pretty long time since I've seen it, so I don't know if I would still like it today, but I remember really enjoying it as a fun time travel story. I don't dislike anime. I'm not like averse to watching any anime. It's just there's so much there that it's like it's hard to keep up with, you know? And I have so much else on my plate that I just don't keep up with it. Because there's so much other stuff that I'm interested in. Let's see, Akira is a great movie that I like a lot too. This guy actually gives me a lot of trouble generally. Okay, I want to talk about Kraid. So, Metroid 1, in Metroid 1 on the NES, Kraid is kind of wimpy. He's just kind of a very small sprite standing on a floating platform or whatever. And he's very small. He's a small boy. He's like maybe a little bit taller than Samus. And he also does this thing where he's like throwing projectiles at Samus. He doesn't have this pattern though that you see right here. In fact, pretty much everything about the boss fight that you see right now is directly lifted from Super Metroid. So Super Metroid has this moment where you fight what is essentially the exact same Kraid that you fight on the NES version. Little wimpy guy, slightly taller than Samus, throwing little projectiles, and you beat him. And it's a cute little moment where you're like, okay, I just beat Kraid, finally. And then you get into a different room, and a huge version of Kraid slowly, like, rises up from the ground, and he looks like the one that I'm fighting right now. And it's a really cool moment, really cool reveal, that if you're a fan of Metroid, and you've been playing them since the beginning, then that's just really cool. Because you're like, whoa, Kraid's huge now. Jodie Foster is Samus. We've already established that Brie Larson is Samus, Ronan. Maybe an alternate universe Samus. So that's something that this remake kind of loses if you want to play these games in like timeline order or whatever, like I'm gonna probably do. Is that Kraid reveal in Super Metroid. Because now the Super Metroid Kraid fight is kind of just another version of this exact fight. And you don't even see the small Kraid in this version of the game. So that reveal doesn't make as much sense. It's not as cool a moment. I'll read chat in a second. I know people are saying things, but I want to focus on this fight because I'm actually not very good at it. Shit. Okay, there we go. He's down. I like Steins Gate and Death Note as well, but second half of Death Note has problems, and first half Steins Gate is literally the most boring thing I've ever seen. See, I actually really liked the slower pace of Steins Gate, but I get how it could be boring for some people. I don't really, you know, I wouldn't be, I can totally see how some people have that. I tend to like shows that move at a very slow pace. Nick Offerman, Ron Swanson is Mario. Nick Offerman, that could be good. He could be a good Mario. That'd be fun. He could be a good Mario in like an SNL sketch. Or just in a movie, sure, why not? Cowboy Bebop is really good. I actually haven't finished it though. I've only seen the first, I want to say like 7 or 8 episodes. I haven't seen JoJo's Bizarre Adventure or Hunter x Hunter. But I have seen, if we're talking about like shonen, I have seen One Piece. Only like 100 or so episodes. It's a really long show. And I'm actually rewatching those 100 or so episodes right now and maybe planning on like, you know, watching more than that. But I like One Piece. I think it's a really cute show. It's really charming. I think it has a lot of character, and I like how colorful it is, and how it's kind of wholesome in a certain way without being like, you know, without feeling like you're being talked down to, I guess, if that makes sense. Like, not literally talked down to, but I feel like some pieces of media that are like marketed as wholesome kind of feel like you're being patronized, I guess. I don't really know how to explain that. Kiki does rule. Easily one of my favorite animated movies. It resonates with me so much. I think it's my favorite Ghibli movie. But obviously there's the other two that I really like, which are Spirited Away and Princess Mononoke, both of which are incredible movies. I just think Kiki just resonates with me a bit more. Oh, I have the speed boost now, I think. So now I can do stuff with that. So I actually gotta go the other way. I made a big mistake. Willem Dafoe's Game & Watch. That's interesting. Yeah, it's on my radar for sure, little thicky. I'll probably check it out at some point. There's just so much, you know? There's so much out there, so much to consume. So much content. And we'll never be content with all this content. We'll always need more. We're insatiable. Why can't I go through here? That was weird. There must have been some sort of enemy there that I couldn't see. Did I get the thingy? I think I did. Okay, let's run. It's running time. Woo! Fun stuff. Shit. Shit. Fuck. Gotta do that again. God damn it. That's the worst. Naruto. I don't know if I've ever seen Naruto. I feel like maybe I like watched the first episode or something, but I literally don't remember. It's not something I'm really interested in, though. I generally don't really get into shonen except for One Piece. One Piece has been the only exception. Just because I really like the vibe of its early episodes and how it introduces all of its characters. I think it's really good with introductions. I think specifically something that always stood in my memory is the image of, in the first episode, I think, Luffy like being asleep in like some sort of barrel and then like coming out of it and surprising everyone. Like, it sounds silly, but it's something that I remember very well, and I watched this show a long time ago. I mean, I rewatched it recently, but I still remembered it from before. It's just a very solid introduction for that character, and I like how carefree and positive he is while still being like pretty serious. And this all sounds like very basic stuff, but it's very well done, I think. But again, I'm not like a huge anime guy. I'm sure there are so many shows out there that are incredible pieces of art that I just haven't seen and maybe haven't heard of. Shit. I needed to shoot earlier. Damn, I'm not doing great, am I? What time are we at? 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. Okay, perfect. We're making good time, despite my mistakes here. He's a little shit. Go ahead, Ronan. I welcome it. I love it. Okay, let's do this one more time. Shoot, 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 shoot. Go, 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 go. There we go. Perfect. Nope. Can I make that? Nope. Okay, I'll just shoot these guys. What's up here? Save room here, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. Oh, I'm out of beer. What a tragedy. I'm gonna have to grab a second bottle. What's up here? Okay, that takes me back. Where's that other area? Tom Hardy is Rayman? Very interesting. So is he voicing Rayman, or is this like live action? Shit, shit. Come on. I wall jumped there, by the way. That's why it looked like I just kind of hopped up on nothing. The wall jump in this game looks a little bit strange, but it's satisfying to pull off. It's not quite as good as Super Metroid's wall jump, but it's a lot snappier. Everything in general is very snappy with this game. It all feels very quick to pull off. My beer of choice. So here's the thing, I like beer, but I'm not really like an expert. Like I don't really have specific brands that I love. Shit. Guys, come on. Oh my god, there's more? Ridiculous. So I'm drinking right now Blue Moon Belgian White. My favorite, I think, and again, I'm not like an expert, just my favorite that I've tried is Blue Moon, it's a different one that I think is currently out of season. Blue Moon, something else, different Blue Moon. I can't remember, but it's good. Now, the shitty thing about Blue Moon is, and I forget which company owns it, but it's not a real craft beer company. And well, it is by technicality. The company that owns Blue Moon actually changed the law so that legally they could call themselves a craft beer company, when in fact they're owned by a very large corporation that sells a lot of different popular brands. I forget which one though. So that's pretty shitty. But it's good. It tastes good. I'm sure there's smaller brands out there that taste even better, but I can't be bothered to look into it. But it's my favorite brand that I've tried. Uh-oh, Ridley's watching. So Ridley, chat up here. Let me move this down here so that Samus's visor is visible. Visible visor. Let's make this a little smaller. There we go. So this is open now. We can go this way. So Ridley killed Samus's parents, if anyone doesn't know about that backstory. So earlier in the stream I said we don't have a prequel to Zero Mission. That's kind of a lie. We have a prequel to Zero Mission in the form of a manga, a very short manga. That's all about Samus's backstory, how she grew up on a specific like planet with her parents, and then the space pirates all came down and attacked, and Ridley specifically killed Samus's parents, and the Chozo, who were at war with the space pirates. The Chozo race, who these bird statues are modeled after the Chozo race. The Chozo race built these statues to give Samus her powers. The Chozo race took Samus in and raised her to become a fierce warrior, and they also gave her her power suit and altered her DNA, gave her Chozo DNA or something to make her a strong warrior. And they also gave her her power suit, as I said. So that's Samus's backstory. And then she joined the Galactic Federation after that for a while, but due to reasons that we'll get to in Other M, which is not a great story, but I'm gonna play it, I think, she left the Galactic Federation, as she should, honestly. Now, the game paints this as her being naive. Young and naive is the exact wording of the game. Personally, I think she was right to leave the Galactic Federation, because Samus, I think, works better as a lone warrior and not as a cop following orders. Samus has her own moral compass, and she does what she thinks is right, not what someone tells her to do. And that's the way it should be. So she left the Galactic Federation to become an independent bounty hunter. Now the funny thing about this is that most of the time she's hired by the Galactic Federation to do their bidding, but she still follows her own path. At least she's choosing to follow them instead of, you know, it being like her literal job to always do what they say. Now where are we going? Norfair. Let's go to Norfair, Ridley's lair. We still got a lot to do before Ridley shows up. Fun stuff coming up. Let's save over here. Jack Black as Jigglypuff. That's certainly an interesting idea. Who else could I feel like Jack Black would be a good fit for a different character, but I can't think of who. I'm sure there's someone though. I guess it's Jigglypuff. Norfair time. So all of the areas in this version of the game are very visually distinct, which is really nice. In the original Metroid 1, it all kind of runs into each other. It all looks very similar, and it kind of sucks. It's just not very fun to play nowadays, unless you're trying to prove that you're a real gamer. And there are some things that I do like about it. I actually really like its like really extreme difficulty. There's something kind of charming about it. And there's also something kind of charming about all of the jank. It's so janky. But you have to be way more deliberate with your moves, especially because Samus can't crouch in Metroid 1. Shit, no, did not mean to do that. She can't crouch, she can't aim diagonally, nor can she aim down. And her jump is very slow and very floaty. And some other things as well that I'm probably forgetting. A lot of the enemies don't line up with where her beam goes. So you really have to jump and aim very precisely. Whereas here in Zero Mission, everything just kind of works out. Everything's very easy to hit. All the enemies die very quickly. That's another thing, is they take a lot of hits in the original Metroid. That said, it's still a fun time, and I have a lot of respect for it. What's up, Gather? Welcome to the stream. Good to see ya. Thanks for the donation, by the way. Thank you so much. I have money now to buy Jak and Daxter, which I did. I bought all 3 Jak and Daxter games, and I will be playing them at some point on stream. Also, for the record, if anyone wants to donate in the future, if you donate during a stream using the donation link that's in my Twitch bio, or in my Twitch about page, can't go this way yet. There is a what was I saying? There's a it'll do the donation on stream. It'll show it on stream. It'll say this person donated X amount of money. Now I don't think I have any sort of like voice to speech set up, so you can't do like a message that'll be read out loud like some streamers have set up. But still, it's fun to see that on the stream, I bet. I imagine. Now, I don't know when I'll play Jak. I just bought it just to prepare, but I don't know when I'll play it. I also played the first cutscene or something. Just to make sure it runs well and everything. Oh yeah, I don't worry. I know you don't like have any crazy expectations or anything. Not that that's like a particularly crazy expectation, but you know what I mean. I like the look of it. It's very charming. It's, you know, it's a very charming like PS2 era game. Very fun. Oh shit, can't go this way. Very fun animations. Very wacky, over the top animation. Me as Kirby, I could play Kirby. what are we doing? Doc? Right, I forgot that's what we're calling him. Doc is Doc is currently why am I having so much trouble saying this thought out loud? Casting the Smash Brothers movie. A hypothetical Smash Brothers movie. It's very fun. Lots of very interesting choices happening right now. Okay, so I can't go that way. Which way do I go? Your Little Mac? Okay. So I can't go this way, unless... No, can't bomb that. So... What do I do? What am I to do? I'm much better at this game than I am at Fusion, by the way. I know it a lot better. Oh, I can just jump that far. I didn't realize I could jump that high. Oh, I think I just got the high jump. That's what happened. Alex Jones is Bowser. Let's not give him any work. Or let's like, he can be in it, but he doesn't get any pay. And he doesn't receive a credit. Maybe let's just not work with him at all. Oh, shout out to Tumulus. He said on Twitter, it can't be in this one, but that's good. That's nice of him to reply to my tweet and say that. Only edited videos of what he's made that like exactly. That's the only proper form to see him as. Alfred Molina as Bowser, yes! Oh, that's perfect, I love that. I just want him to channel Doc Ock. I just want him to just bring that exact energy to him as Bowser. A more kind of cool and collected Bowser. Okay, now we're going back. Oh, Eggman. I am too. I'm very excited slash apprehensive about the next Spider-Man movie. On the one hand, it's very exciting seeing news of all these classic Spider-Man actors being in the movie. But on the other, I'm worried that it's gonna lose focus and be too much about all this multiverse bullshit. And rather than being a movie, it's just gonna be more of like a greatest hits, let's look at all the old Spider-Man actors kind of thing, going back doing their thing. I would prefer just if they made Spider-Man 4, and if they made Tom Holland's Spider-Man, and they kept them kind of separate, maybe cameos in both. And that's what it could be still. We don't know how much screen time all of these actors are having. I feel like Marvel is aware enough to realize its issues and have some cool plans made that will get old in 10 years. We'll see what happens. Marvel generally has a decent track record, I think. I don't think they've really made any particularly amazing movies, but generally I don't know if they've made like a bad one. Like maybe Thor 2, but even that's like entertaining. My issues with Thor 2 are more about just like how it treats its characters and how it's maybe a little bit boring and kind of forgettable, but it's still like entertaining. Like it goes by and you're not looking at your watch that much. No F-tier movies, exactly. Maybe some D-tier ones that they have learned from. Marvel's done a pretty amazing thing. Now, they have, you know, practically infinite money, so that's a factor, I think. But then, you also look at other movies that have hundreds and hundreds of millions of dollars poured into them that are trying to do a similar thing and completely, utterly failing. So you have to give them some credit. John Mulaney for Luigi? Earlier I was saying Michael Cera is Luigi, but that works too. Okay, now we go up this way, I think. Let's get rid of this bug that's crawling on me. Excuse me. I do wonder if I'll finish this game on stream. I'm not exactly close to the end. I mean, I'm not nearly close to the end, but like, you know, it's I'm much more familiar with the way this game is laid out, and it's an easier game. It's the easiest Metroid game. Shit. We have Brie Larson as Samus already. That's been decided. It's been decided already. Save room. I actually don't know that actress that you're talking about, Gather. I'm not familiar. Maybe if I saw a picture of their face, I would recognize them from something, but I don't know the name. Oh, her! Yeah, I could see that. I could definitely see that. Has she been in any, like, action movies? Not that she needs to have been in an action movie, but, you know, it helps to try to imagine what it would be like. She's the new Black Widow? Or she's in the... Oh, she's in the new Black Widow. Okay. I mean, I support her replacing Scarlett Johansson, to be totally honest. But probably that's not gonna happen. I mean, not that that's... she likely will be... Oh, really? Oh, okay, that's cool. I thought Black Widow's, like, dead now, and they're just doing the prequel and then that's it. I guess they could always be like, she's the new Black Widow, and she's gonna be in all the new Black Widow movies. Okay, where do I... Yeah, taking on the title, exactly. This area I remember being stuck in previously. Like how there's a new cap, yeah. Oh, wait. No? Oh, never mind. Gotta put on my thinking cap here. Can I go down this way? No, that's lava. Do I have the Varia suit yet? I think I get that, like, pretty soon here. I think that's what this is all leading to. Okay. I think I need the little guys. I need the little bug guys to destroy something behind me here. The discourse? Enlighten me. Maybe I have, maybe I've just forgotten it. So much discourse happens in the span of one day. Oh, you haven't? Okay. I didn't, if there is discourse, I'm not aware of it. Yeah, there you go. Okay. I don't believe in bad jokes. Over text, at least. Because I think everyone, when you're telling a joke over text, you have a specific way that you're imagining it being said. And sometimes you can't help it if someone else doesn't read it the way you wrote, you know? It's hard to... Sometimes it can be hard to joke over text. Okay, what's happening here? How do I get the little guys? So I see there are little guys here, but if I attach them to me and then go through the door, that doesn't work out. I already know that. I'm not going to try it again. Unless, can I just use my ice beam maybe to freeze the enemy that's over here? Is that the way forward maybe? Is there a guy up there? There is a guy up there. Can I freeze you? Come here. No, come back here. Shit. Come on. Okay. There we go. I don't know if that was like... That probably wasn't some sort of speedrunning tactic. We already decided Elon Musk for Wario. I never want to see that man on my screen again. Yeah, I don't think that was some sort of advanced tactic. I think that's just what I was supposed to do. Hopefully. I like playing... That's a weird thing about me, is I like playing the Metroid games with the intended path. I prefer to do that. Although it is fun to, like, sequence break. Definitely. If I haven't played a Metroid game in a while, I prefer to play it with the intended path, just to kind of get the full journey. Nick Offerman is Mario. Varia suit. There it is. Now I can withstand heat. I'm gonna get my second drink. My next bottle of beer. It is time. So I'll be right back. Was that quick or what? That was a speed run. It was a beer speed run. Beer grabbing speed run. Any percent. Okay. Let's do this. Hello? What's happening? Okay. Quick as heck. Okay, so this part's very interesting. What you gotta do is you just go through this door and then you leave the room. Now that's actually an advanced speedrunning tactic, so don't tell anyone that I told you how to do that. So now that I have the Varia suit, I can go wherever the hell I want. I can go in lava, and it's fine. It's like that scene in Spy Kids 3 Game Over. In Spy Kids 3D, when the lava's totally fine. Remember that? Does anyone remember that? The lava's fine, just like in Spy Kids. And that's really the lesson you should take from today's stream. Is that Spy Kids is Spy Kids. This game is Spy Kids for kids. For kids, Spy Kids. And that's called, that's something that us Metroid speedrunners like to call wordplay. Henry Cavill for Sephiroth? So here's the thing, I don't know much about that character at all, but I fully support Henry Cavill being in this movie. Absolutely. Love that man. Love him in Mission Impossible. He's really good in it. Great mustache. He should have a mustache in every role that he plays. Okay, I think that's it for this area. Oh yeah, I gotta go down here. I can be in the lava now, so that kind of gives me some more options as far as navigating this area. I think I gotta get the little buggy guys. They're over here somewhere, I think. Come on. Come on, game. What do you got for me? Antonio Banderas is King DDD. That's very interesting. Oh, I know. I gotta go back here and release the bugs. Release them. Come on, guys. Let's go. You too. Down we go. This is a new mechanic, obviously. Was not in the original game. I mean, that pretty much applies to the entirety of this game. The vast majority of everything about this game is totally reworked from the original. But you know, the bug thing specifically is very, very fun. It's a very fun gimmick. I like it a lot. Okay. Back to Norfair, and then maybe we fight Ridley. That's something that's kind of, I don't know, kind of sus about this game is, you gotta go back here to get the one thing, then back to Norfair to get the other thing, then back here again. It's like, I don't know. It's not the worst thing in the world because it's a 2D Metroid game, and so the backtracking isn't quite as annoying as it is in, like, say, Metroid Prime. Metroid Prime has probably some of the most, what's the word? Like, just annoying backtracking. Like, tedious, that's the word. It has some of the most tedious backtracking in the franchise. You kind of have to go to Magmore Caverns, like, all the time, because it's kind of just like, there's only one way through it, and so in order to get between certain areas, you just have to go all the way through Magmore Caverns, either forwards or backwards, just several times throughout the game. And it's just not that fun. As much as I love Metroid Prime, I think that Metroid Prime 2 improved upon the structure a lot, like, significantly. And we'll get to that, I think, if I keep my promise and play all the Metroid games in timeline order. Because the Metroid Prime games take place between this game and Metroid 2, which I will be playing Samus Returns. Maybe. We'll see. If I can get Samus, if I can get a good, if emulating Samus Returns works out well for me, then that's the way I'll play it on stream. If not, I'll play AM2R. Maybe I'll play both. They're both great games. It's just I feel like there's a value to playing the canon version of it for what I'm doing right now. How do I feel about racing games? They're fine. I don't know. Generally, Mario Kart is the only racing game that I, like, have fun with consistently. And even the only kart racing game that I have fun with consistently. I think I just like Mario Kart a lot. I think I'm just used to it and the way it feels. I don't know. I don't love racing games, I guess, now that I think about it. But it's not like I've put much time into, like, trying to appreciate racing games. Oh, because Jack X is a racing game? Which Jack game is that? I think I only bought 3 of them. I bought, like, the numbered ones. I didn't buy the whole bundle, I just bought, because I calculated it and buying the trilogy was cheaper than buying the bundle. Maybe that's why it was cheaper, because the 4th one wasn't, I didn't buy the 4th one. I didn't realize it was like the 4th game. I think just, it seemed like a racing game, and I was like, oh, that's the racing game spin-off. Is it like a proper sequel, or is it pretty much just a racing game? Or is it just like, is it a racing game that advances the story somehow? Oh, it is, so it is the 4th. Interesting. I don't know if I'll play it, because I just don't love racing games. Is it still made by Naughty Dog? I do like Naughty Dog, so maybe I'll give it a try. Interesting. I do not remember Pac-Man Racing. Ronan, you're the only person I know who, like, knows about all the Pac-Man games. And talks about them. It's amazing, I love it. You didn't like it because you don't like it? Yeah, that's probably how I would be. Oh, actually, I think I need to go to the right. I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I probably won't play it. I mean, I didn't buy it, so I don't think I'll buy it / play it. We're doing pretty good time-wise on this speedrun. Pretty good so far. Although I have dropped 34 frames according to OBS. That has nothing to do with the speedrun time, but that's just something I noticed glancing down. So that's sad. Hopefully the stream is watchable. 34 frames isn't very much. So hopefully they were scattered throughout the stream far enough that no one noticed. It's not really, I mean, I guess it's technically a PC thing, but it's not about the game, it's about the stream specifically. Like, as far as 34 frames didn't get broadcast to twitch.tv, even though they happened on my computer. That's good. Okay, which way am I going? Down. We're going down. Oh, I gotta do the speed boost here. Speed boost time. Get my gun ready. Go, go, go. Nice. Very well done, Samus. You're very good at this. We're all very proud of you. This game has some very vibrant colors. Some of it, to an almost annoying degree, like, it looks nice. I like it. It's not difficult to look at or anything. The art is very good. But I do very much prefer the way Super Metroid looks to this game's style. I don't really know how to explain it more than that. It's just the way it is. That's true. That's actually very true. It was made for a device that had no backlight whatsoever. So, it looked very different if you play it on the hardware that it was actually meant to be played on. I've only ever emulated this game. On this or on the Wii U or whatever else. Good night, Ronan. Good luck with your studying. Good night, Doc. Shit. I feel myself getting a little tired. So, I don't know how long I'll stream. Probably another hour, maybe another couple hours. That's why a lot of games on early handhelds look so vibrant at times. They're blinding. Yeah. Yeah, that makes sense, actually. That makes a lot of sense. That said, though, I do prefer the way Fusion looks. Fusion doesn't have that problem for me, weirdly enough. And that came out before this game, even. So I think it's like, it's a little bit of both. I think it's the backlight issue, and then also art direction. Okay, let's go. That said, I like the way this game looks. I just very much prefer Super Metroid and Fusion. Damn, this guy's fast. But I'm faster. There we go. What's interesting about this game, too, is that it came out after Prime. And so it takes a few things from Prime. I think most notably, some of the music is a little bit reminiscent of Prime, and there are certain puzzles in here that borrow a little bit, like, aesthetically from Prime. So, like, there are puzzles, or like, mechanisms in this game that are activated by putting the morph ball inside of a thing and then setting off a bomb, and that's very Prime. We saw a lot of those in an earlier area. I don't know if there are any in this area. Yeah, I agree, Gather. It does clash a little bit. Some of it just feels, yeah, some of the colors just kind of clash. It's still nice though. It just, I don't know, it's like almost like cartoony, I guess, but even that isn't inherently a negative. Because I like cartoony. It just feels off in this game. It's still very pretty though, especially for a GBA game. I think Fusion is a lot more of a cohesive experience than this game is. Because this game winds around a lot and gives you kind of the illusion of non-linearity, but in the end, this game is very linear. And there are tricks that are baked into the game to allow you to, a Returnal style. That's exactly what I want. I was actually thinking that recently when I was playing Returnal off stream. But there are tricks in this game that give you the sense, or that allow you to skip entire sections. However, the tools that you have to do that, like the game is a lot more linear still than Super Metroid. So the tricks in this game that let you skip parts are more like baked into the environment. There are walls that are breakable that you only find out by like testing out very specific areas, and they allow you to skip parts. Or there are techniques, I guess, that you can learn, but the techniques are few and far between. Whereas in Super Metroid, everything about that game that you could skip is related to techniques that you didn't realize you had the entire game. And I think that's a better... I don't know why I went backwards there. I think I have to go back that way. I'm going to go this way first. Okay. So Super Metroid, you have the wall jump, which is kind of the main thing, and then after you get the speed boost, you have shine sparking, which is a very advanced technique you can do. And both of those things are things the game doesn't really, or it does teach you. Oh, I can't go this way yet until I have a specific beam. That's just something I remember. You're gonna have to take my word for it. Super Metroid does teach you these things very vaguely, but it's not like, you know, with a text box or whatever. And it's something that happens very late into the game, where it's this sort of like aha moment where it's like, wait, I could do that this whole time? And then Super Metroid does a very interesting thing where once you beat the game, if you go back to your save file, you can't go back on the planet. It kind of locks you out of like returning to previous areas if you save in the last save room. And a lot of people don't like that about Super Metroid, but I personally think that's by design. Because that way, on your first playthrough, when you save in that save room, as any first-time player would, you're forced now to go back and play the game a second time if you want to see the old areas. And now you start realizing, wait a second, I can wall jump here and skip this entire boss or whatever. I can shine spark here and get these items that I didn't even know how to get before. And you start seeing all these things, and before you know it, you're basically speedrunning. The game facilitates speedrunning in that way. And anyone who's played this game already will know not to save in that final save room. That it's just a bad idea to do that because it locks off the entire map after that. So I actually like that. Whereas this game, as far as speedrunning goes, it's more about just kind of using, oh, that's right, I got the wave beam, so now I can shoot through walls. This game, it's more about, like, either through forums online or just on your own, kind of poking around at the map and seeing where all the random cracks are. I mean, they're not random, they're very deliberately placed, but seeing where all the cracks are to figure out what you can skip. And that's cool too. It definitely introduces kind of a different type of replayability, but it doesn't feel as skill-driven. It feels more, and it feels more arbitrary, I guess. But there is still some stuff that is skill-driven, like shine sparking returns in this game, and it's more puzzly. There are puzzles related to platforming and shine sparking that are entirely optional, and those are more for if you want to 100% the game, not necessarily speedrun it. I also wish games had that kind of replayability. It's really nice. And I'm not really a speedrunner, but Super Metroid is the only Metroid game that makes me want to speedrun it. The other Metroid games, I am totally content with just playing the game maybe a little bit fast, just because I know the intended path. But Super Metroid kind of makes sure it's really fun to skip over parts, and it gives you that aha moment. And there are even skips in Super Metroid that, while they aren't like glitches, certainly probably weren't intended by the developer, and that's just because the, shit, how do I kill this guy? I forget. And that's just because the moveset of Super Metroid is so, like, it's simple on the face of it, but if you go, if you really get into it, it's actually pretty advanced. Okay, I'm like wasting a lot of missiles here because I forget how to hurt. Oh, I remember now. Hit him back this way, then bombs. Bombs! Okay, I'm out of missiles now, so that sucks. Wait, what do I do? Oh, I can just hit him. I don't need missiles. Honestly, I kind of want to just reset it back when I had all the missiles. Ah, that's nostalgic. I like that that's built into this emulator. Or it's something you can enable in this emulator. Not all emulators let you see the boot screen. I know, I used so many missiles. It's fine though, I saved right here, so it's like not a big deal. That teaches you that their belly is vulnerable, and now you gotta use your noggin to do the same thing. Classic Nintendo game design. Okay, that's probably far enough. There we go. Easy peasy. Let's go. Oh wait, there's a missile here somewhere. Where though? There it is, energy tank. Not a missile. Absolutely clapped. Yeah, going back to Returnal though, that's something I've been playing it recently, and I can't stop thinking like, man, if we got a Metroid game, like a proper Metroid game that looked and kind of played a little bit like this, that would be amazing. The closest Metroid game, the closest Metroid gets to looking and playing kind of like Returnal is weirdly enough Metroid Other M. Now they're still totally different games, but Metroid Other M is the only third-person Metroid game that takes place in 3 dimensions, unless you want to count like the 2.5D Samus Returns, which I don't consider a 3D game. And I am definitely not against the idea of a 3D Metroid game. I don't think anyone is. I would love to see them attempt that again. I mean, besides the Prime games, obviously. I would love to see them attempt a third-person 3D Metroid game again. Because the reason Metroid Other M sucks, or at least is disappointing, I don't really think it, like, sucks. It's fun in its own way. But the reason Other M is disappointing, it has nothing to do with the fact that it's in third person without being 2D. I think that's all of the things there. Might have been one more that I missed. Oh. This is kind of a throwback to a boss in Super Metroid, and that's another thing, like, it's so weird to play this game for the first time before Super Metroid, because Super Metroid has so many references to the original Metroid that just are gone in this game. So those references will go over your head. And then this game has so many references to Super Metroid, which is just weird because then then Super Metroid references this game, but instead of the references being intended as references, the references are now original things that weren't references before. Just weird to think about. I just want them to give Metroid creators a lot of money to create a new gen game that entices new audiences. Yeah, absolutely. I'm sorry that you can't get into 2D platformers well. I don't know. I mean, sure, it like kind of plays like a platformer. I don't know if I would call, and this is a technicality, it's more of a semantics thing. I don't know if I would call these games platformers though, because I feel like the jumping isn't really what's like precise jumping and platforming isn't really the emphasis with these games. It's more just about exploration and kind of like building up a map in your head and a literal map in the game. And just thinking critically about the environment and how all the areas connect with each other. Ooh, a cutscene. But there are certainly, you know, it still plays like a platformer. It's still a side-scroller where you run and jump. I don't think I've really enjoyed too many games where you run and jump and shoot. the way Samus does in these games, nearly as much as I've enjoyed the Metroid games. So, I'm not gonna lie, like, I do like platformers. But, you know, maybe you would enjoy these games if you tried them. Now, the Prime games are great if you ever want to play those. I think those games are also pretty good for first-time players, especially, I mean, like Prime 1. No reason not to start with Prime 1. You don't really need to make maps in your head. It's more just about, like, you know, you just think a little bit about the environment, that's all. The map screen is here for you if you need it. Now, unless you play Metroid 1 or 2, the originals on NES and Game Boy, respectively, then it's a little bit more difficult, because those games don't have map screens at all, and you either got to bring out a pen and paper to literally write the map as you go, or what's going on here? Where do I go here? I remember this. Okay, so this guy's here now. There's a larva or something there. He's shedding his skin or something. So this is actually one of those things I'm talking about. And this is actually kind of rare that the game will throw this kind of puzzle at you. As far as Zero Mission, at least. Oh, okay. Okay, cool. Yeah, the Prime games are great. So this is different. Most of this game is actually very straightforward, but this puzzle is actually you gotta think a little bit. So, you're supposed to see this and think, oh, okay, so when I killed that boss, it made a little tunnel, and that tunnel just goes down further now, and so I gotta go back to where I killed that boss, where he made the tunnel, and it'll take me to where I need to go. And that's something I struggled with a lot my first time playing this game. Now, of course, I remember the solution, but it's cool, but also it's tricky. So it's a bit of a double-edged sword, because I don't want to know the answer, but also, when I didn't know the answer, I was struggling a lot and thinking, God damn, this part of the game is way too obtuse. How could I ever figure this out? So this is where I killed the boss, and this is where he burrowed and made a new tunnel that wasn't there before. And now he's out of the skin, or whatever. And that's pretty creepy, pretty cool. Ooh, this part's very alien with these little eggs that come open. Ah! I didn't expect that. Shit. If you run out of missiles, this boss can actually get kind of hard. As long as you're a little bit conservative with the missiles, it's pretty easy. And I say hard, just hard for me, I guess. I'm not great at video games. I died on Kraid the first time I played this game, and that's the first boss. I think he's dead now. Yeah. Got the super missiles. Now, there is a sequence break that I could have done earlier, but time's not really an issue here because I've stopped time with my time powers. So I'm not going to do the sequence break, but if anyone interested, I can go to that room where it would have happened. It's very close by, and I'll just quickly show that. If I can even remember how to do it. Let me go back. Easy boss. Another boss that wasn't in the original. The original only had 3 bosses. This game has like, you know, like a dozen. Most of them are mini bosses that are pretty easy. I'm playing with one hand right now. Okay, this is difficult for one hand here. One hand Metroid Zero Mission playthrough. Let's do this. This is the ultimate gamer challenge. Shit. Okay, so right here. How do I do it? I'm trying to remember. Y'all come up this way. Let me climb on top of you. Shit. Okay, well there's a block somewhere here that's breakable. can't remember which one. Don't want to waste my missiles. That would be really difficult. I couldn't do it. Anyways, there's a block here that's breakable with something. I don't remember what item breaks it. It's something I have right now already, though, but I don't want to waste all my stuff. That area would be where... That's like the end of beating Ridley. After you beat Ridley, after Ridley's lair, you come out through that breakable block down into that area. So if I wanted to, I could go through Ridley's lair backwards. Oh, I actually don't need to go this way. That was the wrong way. I could go back through Ridley's lair backwards, get the item I need without even fighting Ridley, and then progress in the game. I think. Might be wrong about that. Maybe I do need to fight Ridley. Because there is that statue that blocks off the final area of the game. Or the penultimate area. There's actually a secret extra final area. That's a surprise for anyone who thought they knew how this game goes. So now I'm in Ridley's area. And I feel like you can kind of tell that this music is very, like, it feels like an NES music. I know the NES would not be capable of producing these sounds, but the tune, to me, sounds very NES. And that's because it is based on a song from the original Metroid. There is a gap that will fall here if I'm not careful. Can I be careful? Whew! That was a close one. These guys all come out at once. So many guys! Where are they all coming from? And then that gap earlier that I jumped across, I think that's just an extra room with some secrets or something, I don't know. See if I can avoid it. I'm not going for a 100% run. Save room here, I think? Yeah. Damn, I'm good. Might have to pee soon, though. We'll see if I can beat this game without peeing. I've been streaming for 2 hours. So that's my actual... Well, my actual speedrun time is 0 minutes, 0 seconds. But my fake speedrun time, if you're stupid, has been 2 hours. Which is not great, to be honest. I think the quickest I've ever beat this game is 3 hours, and that's probably what I'll be around when I finish this game, if I do decide to finish it on stream today. Better than my Fusion one, which I still haven't finished. I want to go back to Fusion, but I've decided to take a break with Fusion for now, just because I really felt like playing Zero Mission today. Fusion's fun, though. I do like it a lot. I think I do like it a little bit more than this game. It's definitely a lot more difficult than this game. So it's easier for me to play this game and talk at the same time than it is for Fusion. I'm not looking forward to streaming Prime 2, because that game, although it is my favorite Prime game, haven't finished Prime 3, but I like it a little bit more than 1. Is really, really difficult. Both as far as the bad guys and stuff, fighting all the bad guys. There's some tough fights in that game, but also navigation. That game gets a little bit difficult to navigate sometimes. And I like that about it. It never feels too... the backtracking is never that aggravating like it is in Prime 1. But at least Prime 1's environments are a little bit more varied. In Prime 2, you kind of have 3 a little bit similar looking environments, and then like 1 pretty cool out there looking environment. Jak and Daxter 1 will be the easiest of the 3 to stream due to how busy the games get to work with enemies and whatnot later. Oh yeah? Okay. Hopefully it's not too much. I'm looking forward to trying out the Jak and Daxter games. I almost want like a reason to do it though, like beyond just like, oh, I have them now. Like, I hope Naughty Dog, like, announces a new game soon so I can be like, okay, now I'm streaming Naughty Dog games. We're doing Jak and Daxter. That's probably not going to happen that soon, so I'll just stream it before then. Okay, there's an unknown item nearby. Yeah, this is pretty unlikely. Shit! I think they'll probably announce Last of Us 2 multiplayer soon, I imagine. At least before the end of the year, I think. That doesn't interest me at all, though. I don't really care about that. I do like The Last of Us 2, but I don't care about multiplayer at all. One of these pipes I can go through. I don't think it's any of the ones that have enemies, though. There we go. This one. Is this secret? There we go. I remember things. Speaking of which, I gotta play Oil Spill ROM hack Metroid Fusion soon. So that one person in my chat from before is satisfied. I don't remember if you were there for that gathering. I think it has a lot of potential as a world, but I think Naughty Dog is too far deep in other titles. What has a lot of potential? Jak and Daxter? Or your Last of Us? I don't remember what I was talking about earlier. The Jak games. Yeah, I doubt they'll go back to the Jak games. That'd be amazing. If there were a new Jak game, I'm sure Naughty Dog wouldn't be developing it. They'd have someone else develop it, I think. Secret. Oh, so Oil Spill is a ROM hack for Metroid Fusion. It's just like a different game, pretty much, using all the assets or whatever of Metroid Fusion. I swear there's like a secret here. Maybe not, though. Yeah, it's actually a very popular thing in the Metroid fan community, making ROM hacks of Metroid games. There are a lot of those. Okay, there's nothing there. But, for Oil Spill, I had someone in chat... Oh, shit. Damn it. I had someone in chat, the other day when I was playing Metroid Fusion who, very knowledgeable about Metroid speedrunning especially, and, stuff, other than, like, just the text of the games. More technical knowledge. They wanted me to get this ROM hack called Oil Spill for Metroid Fusion to try that out, and they did not have the confidence that I would remember to download it or look into it at all, and he wanted me to download it on stream. It was very fun. He was like half joking. We're just having a laugh about my bad memory, but he was very like aggressive about like insisting that I wouldn't remember to get it. It was very fun. I miss him. I hope he comes back someday. Wait, I think I actually can go under this whole area. Or maybe that's a different room. Yeah, he's a cool guy. Yeah, here we are. Cool. Energy tank. I know this game really well. Despite me not liking it as much as Super Metroid and Metroid Fusion, I know it a lot better than either of those games. I've replayed this game the most out of all the Metroid games. Mostly because it's like easy. It's just a nice easy breezy time. How's Twitch stuff been going with my phone? So I switched carriers, or I bought a SIM card with a new carrier with Mint Mobile. Not sponsored. I don't know if they're any good. I'll find out. But I bought 3 months of Mint Mobile, and we'll see how it works out. That's the one that Ryan Reynolds owns, like, co-owns. He didn't, like, found it, but he's one of the... He, like, owns stock in it or something. He's in the commercials. So we'll see if I like it at all. There you go. Yeah, absolutely. I think I've been in this area already. Yeah. So I already got the secret that's over here. We'll see how it works out, though. This part's hard. Shit! No! Not again. Can I? No. Okay. Let's do this again. Yeah, so that's the thing is, I will be able to get the Twitch stuff figured out, presumably. I don't know for sure yet, so I have to officially, like, port my number over to the new carrier. Once I've done that, which I can do tonight, I decided to stream instead, though. Once I do that, hopefully, if all goes well, and it might take a while to port my number over, I don't know how long that takes. But once that's totally finished, should probably take a few days, then my number will no longer be a VoIP number. And a VoIP number, if you don't know, just basically means that it's a phone call, or it's a phone number that doesn't use, like, cell towers, that it doesn't only use cell towers, I guess, to call people. I'm probably not the best person to explain this because I don't know much about it. I was with a carrier called Republic Wireless, and they have this gimmick that they call their phone numbers are use the internet to call people. So even when they do use Sprint's, like, cell towers for coverage if you don't have Wi-Fi access, but it's only using Sprint's coverage to go to the internet to do the phone call, if that makes sense. So I didn't know that meant that it was a VoIP number, because a VoIP number is a number that is not very compatible with a lot of different services. That's just not something that can be changed at all, sadly. Shit, no, I made it and then I overshot it. One more time. So hopefully it'll be like a real, actual cell phone number now, and it'll be the same number. And hopefully, once I officially, totally, completely switch over and cancel my old plan, when I give my number to Twitch, it'll tell Twitch, hey, this is a real phone number, not a VoIP number, so I can use it for authentication purposes. And I already knew that there were weird issues with my number because of my carrier, because previously on Twitter, when I was trying to enable two-factor authentication for Twitter, it wouldn't let me with my number, which is not really a big deal because I can just use my authenticator app for that. And Twitter is the only other instance where I've had this issue. But now with Twitch, it's like, well, now it's stopping me from, like, making any kind of money. Like, I don't, like, expect to make, like, you know, good money on Twitch or anything, but, you know, it's nice to have the option at least, and also to let people subscribe and have emotes and all that. And so once I get this sorted out, I can have all those cool features on my channel, and that'll be really fun. And I think it'll help my channel grow a little bit too. I don't know if Twitch prioritizes affiliated channels or partnered channels for like discoverability, I guess. I don't know if they have any sort of thing going on there. Oh, thank you, Gatherer. That'll be great. But, you know, if they do, then I can take advantage of that. Super missiles. So coming up, we got the Ridley Fight. Ridley is kind of a staple of the Metroid games. Practically every Metroid game has some sort of Ridley Fight, even though there's only one Ridley. Well, okay, there's one Ridley. Here's the story of Ridley. So this is Zero Mission, so it's canonically the first appearance of Ridley, the character, in a Metroid game. I think there's actually a secret up here? Or maybe this is just the way forward. I might just do a direct donation because of how much Twitch takes. It's up to you. I will leave it up to you, but I appreciate that. What was I talking about? Yeah, so Ridley first appears in this game. I swear there was a secret here, though. It's gonna be bothering me. Yeah, there's a little, on the map, if there's like a little circle in the room that I'm in, that means there's a secret there that I haven't uncovered. If the circle turns into a dot, that means I already found the secret. Oh, there it is. Perfect. So Ridley first appears in this game, well, in Metroid 1, obviously. And then this is a remake of Metroid 1, so canonically, first appearance of Ridley. So you kill Ridley, or at least Samus thinks, and I'm getting into the lore now. Samus thinks she killed Ridley, who, by the way, killed Samus's parents, so it's kind of personal when she sees Ridley in this game. You kill Ridley, then the Prime trilogy happens. Now, throughout Prime, there are a lot of lore entries that tell you that Ridley has been rebuilt by the space pirates. They took Ridley's corpse, essentially, or his almost dead corpse. He's not totally dead. They take Ridley and they turn him into a cyborg. He becomes Meta Ridley. So the Prime games have various incarnations of, yeah, Mecha Ridley, actually. You're correct. Or Meta Ridley's in the games, though. He might be in Prime 3. So there's Mecha Ridley. I think there's one called Omega Ridley. I forget which Ridley is in these games. Prime 2, actually, I don't think has Ridley at all. But Prime 1 and Prime 3 both have Ridley, both rebuilt with robotic parts in some way, but still the same Ridley, still alive. Then you defeat Ridley in Prime 3, and then in Samus Returns, and this is actually a very new thing, you got Proto Ridley, I think he's called. And that's Ridley, still with some robot parts, but just a tiny bit of robot parts. So he's mostly organic at this point. Yeah, okay, there you go. Shit, how do I... Oh, this is tough. This is a tough one. I might skip this puzzle. I'm not very good at this. So the reason Ridley in Samus Returns is less robotic is because how do I get to the boss room from here? Oh, so that save room from that earlier room where I can fall into had another door that I just totally didn't see, and that just takes me directly to the boss room. So the reason they did that in Samus Returns is to kind of bridge the gap between that and Super Metroid, because Super Metroid, inexplicably, Ridley is just back. He's just back in the game, totally alive, totally organic, no robotic components. And so the idea is that in Samus Returns, you see that the organic components are slowly starting to overcome the robotic components until he's fully formed once again in time for Super Metroid. So it's supposed to canonically explain how he's back in Super Metroid. Now the actual reason why he's back in Super Metroid is because Super Metroid is essentially a remake of Metroid 1. It's not actually. The story of Super Metroid is supposed to take place after Metroid 1 and Metroid 2, but gameplay-wise and enemy-wise, it's all kind of Metroid 1, but more. So the Ridley fight is more intense, etc. And they weren't really thinking that hard about how Ridley came back. It's like how Bowser always comes back. You don't need an explanation for how Bowser comes back. But then they decided Metroid should be a little bit more serious in terms of its story and the way it all works. So they bring Ridley back in Super Metroid, and they explain it in the Prime games with him being built better, faster, stronger with robotic components, and then finally not needing the robotic components anymore once he's fully healed in time for Super Metroid. So Super Metroid kind of introduces the way that Ridley fights would work for all the 3D Metroid games. So Metroid Fusion has a clone of Ridley that you fight called, you know what, I don't remember. Yeah. And we'll get to that, I guess, when we go back to Metroid Fusion. This game has the original Ridley. So the clone of Ridley that you fight in Metroid Fusion and the version of Ridley that you fight here, both are very similar to the Ridley fight from Super Metroid. The Ridley fight from the original Metroid is very simple. You're just sort of on a floating platform, and there's a very small Ridley sprite that's maybe a little bit bigger than the Samus sprite, and it's actually kind of the easiest fight in the game. Whereas in this version of the game, it's just straight up kind of an easier version of the Super Metroid Ridley fight. There's nothing really unique about this fight, except for the fact that you walk into this room where the boss battle is supposed to be, as you can see on the map, but Ridley's not here. And so that's kind of a little bit suspenseful because you're expecting him to be here, but he's not here. So you go into this room, and this kind of breaks the mold. It kind of breaks the formula a little bit. It's a little bit new and different. It's, you know, very superficial and doesn't actually do much. But it's a cool little subversion of your expectations for this fight, because you expect to see the boss fight right away, but nope, not yet. You go through the empty boss room and nothing is there, and then you come back to the boss room and the doors are locked, and then quick little cutscene, Ridley's back with a horrifying screech that is not very fun to listen to, and I'm very bad at fighting him, but luckily, as long as you just keep hitting him with missiles, he'll eventually die, and it's surprisingly easy. Where are my super missiles? There we go, that's it, he's dead. That's all. It's such an easy fight. Which I guess is kind of in the spirit of the original Metroid, even though fundamentally it's a very different fight from the one that was in Metroid 1. It's definitely a bit more complicated, there's more going on. It's just that they made Ridley so easy to down with just like a bunch of hits. Just like hit him with a bunch of missiles and you're good to go. If you want to, you can take your time with it and not just keep spamming missiles and actually try to dodge his attacks, but it's easier if you just tank all the attacks and spam missiles. And then he goes down in a few seconds. Where do I go now? Jump on you, climb up here. There we go. Absolutely made for speedrunning, I guess. I haven't actually played this game in hard mode. Once you beat this game, you unlock a hard mode. And I imagine that's easier, or I mean harder. I imagine that's a lot harder and more in line with something like Super Metroid. But honestly, the easy difficulty is fun for me. I like just breezing through the game. So now I have nothing, right? Did I get a new item from that? I don't remember. Wasn't paying attention. Ice, wave, charge, long, high jump. I don't think I have any new items here. Some games' hard modes are like nothing. I don't think this game's hard mode is like nothing. As far as I know, the hard mode in this game lives up to the name. You know what? I don't actually know if I'll beat this game during this stream. I'm almost done. All I have to do is, I mean, there's still, okay, there's a good, maybe hour left, but I'm getting actually kind of sleepy. I'm getting kind of tired. We'll see. Been streaming for 2.5 hours. That's not a terrible amount of time to be streaming. Today was a busy day for me. I went out, like I said earlier, to look at cars, and absolutely pro streaming. Oh, here's where we get to see that those blocks that I could break. There we go. Oh, so it's not actually breakable, you just phase right through it, but it's that block right up there. If I wanted to, I could have come back to this room and just gone straight up that way, used the ice beam to stop those guys, and gone straight up that way and gone through that whole area backwards and gotten, just beat Ridley real quick without having to go through the whole Ridley area. This right here is kind of fun, as we'll find out. But yeah, I had a busy day today. I looked for a car. That was pretty much most of the day. It was just like browsing, looking at cars, going into cars. Went to a couple different dealerships. Went to went to see this one used car that I was probably gonna end up getting, but it was sold before we could get there. So that kind of sucked, because that probably would have been the one I would have gotten. But it's okay. And then getting food, just, I don't know, I was out a lot more today than I have been at all in the past few months, or the past, I guess, year, if not longer. The whole pandemic, I just haven't been out. You weren't here earlier. Oh yeah, I think I talked about the car thing earlier. I guess you missed that. Ah, what do I do here? Missile? Finished a 6-day work week. I've been pretty beat. Yeah. I am very lucky that I'm in a position right now where I don't have to work to live, because I'm currently living with my parents, which I have had started doing since the pandemic started. I moved out of my old apartment because I was not living there, because I decided to quarantine with my family, and now the pandemic's, you know, like, I mean, I'm vaccinated. The pandemic's not over, but like it's getting there, and I'm vaccinated. And now it's like, damn, I don't want to work. I can get a job, but it's so, just the idea of working right now is really scary to me. After being locked inside for so long. Is there anything over here? Nope, guess not. So now I get to go to Torian. Torian, oh, I have the screw attack now. The screw attack owns. It is dope as hell, yeah. And I have a pretty good relationship with my parents. It can get annoying, but it's like, you know, the typical kind of like, parents kind of annoying. There's, I have a very loving relationship with my parents, and I'm very happy to be in that position. My parents are very caring people. What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so the screw attack owns. So essentially, I'm sorry to hear that. Essentially, what the screw attack does is you just jump. You jump and it destroys everything in your path while you're in the air. That's awesome. Owns. Okay, I'm like starting to get really tired now, so I think that's it for tonight's stream. This has been really fun though. Oy. Let's see if we get. I just saw the view counter go up, so if someone cool comes in chat, if someone wants to say hello in chat, no pressure. Maybe I'll keep streaming for like a couple more minutes. See what happens. I'll probably stop streaming right now though. I'm getting really tired. Thanks, Gatherer. Yeah, I think this is the end. I don't think I need to keep streaming. But if anyone came in just now and is lurking or whatever, nah, no overtime streaming, Gatherer. I'm aware there's probably a delay in the stream, so I'm probably seeing your messages a bit late. But yeah, no overtime streaming. We're done. If there's anyone lurking in chat, thanks for stopping by. If you want, you can give me a follow, and you can watch me keep playing this game. Maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. But I'm doing a Metroid marathon, I think. I'm gonna come up with a stream schedule pretty soon, I think, so that people can know when to expect my streams and what content is gonna happen. I want to have some sort of a schedule now that I'm gonna be an affiliate pretty soon. So yeah, I want to try to grow my channel a little bit. Anyways. All of that, TBA. We'll see what happens there. If you want to find out about that, follow me on Twitter, etc. I don't know if I'm even talking to anyone right now who doesn't know all this. But, that's all. Good night, Gather. Good night, anyone else who might be watching. Good night, anyone who's watching the VOD. And, I'll see you all next time. It's been a fun stream. Love Metroid. Great times. Can't wait for Metroid Dread. Alright. Good night.